Here we go. So I announced just before Christmas that I am doing another anthology about spiritual growth journeys. So this is not necessarily a religious journey, although I would love some people with some religious beliefs. So let me explain what we're doing and who I'm looking for. So a couple of years ago, a number of people who are connected with me in my community had asked me if I would be prepared to do a co-authored book or an anthology. And at the time I was only doing one-on-one book coaching and some small groups of 6. And after a while I decided the time had come, and the first book that I did was I Fly, and that has 20 authors. You'll see everyone's name on the front and their photos on the back. And this is an incredible book, really beautifully laid out, and beautiful bios in the back as well. And this book was multiple bestseller, multiple award winner for Book of the Year, chosen to be the only book that went into the Oscars gift bags at last year's Oscars winners gift bags. You do have to apply and we had to pay a fee, but they only choose one book that's good enough, and this is what they chose. So that's amazing. That had really, really great reviews, all pretty much 5-star reviews, and a lot of those authors, it was a lifelong kind of bucket list item for them. And some of the authors had done a couple of their own books and multiple other co-authored books, but for a number of the people it was like a once-off that they just wanted their name on a book. Now, if you know anything about co-authored books, you'll know that often, or usually, the way that they work is you just email in a chapter. That's not how I work. So if you know my work, you'll know that putting beautiful books into the world is my higher purpose, so that I can educate, inspire, and change the lives of readers one book at a time. And you only really do that with high quality, beautifully written, well thought out, well planned, and polished books, because people need to be attracted to it and it needs to flow well and all of those things. An anthology for me is no different. So the way that an anthology works when you work with me is that right from the beginning we have some meetings where we do brainstorms and different activities to help you get really clear on the topic that you're going to write about. And you can do a letter or a story in the newest book, which they have not pros and cons really, but more features of each one. You know, with a letter you can cover more things, and with a story you go into one sort of theme in a lot more depth. So there are some different options, and we have a couple of sessions to talk you through how that works and help you pick and help you get really clear on the story you want to tell. And we talk about the process and all of that stuff. Then we have some sessions to help you with your writing, like how to write in a more engaged way, you know, how to pull the reader into your story, how to structure your story, all of those things, so that you know exactly what you're doing. You're only writing 3,000 or 4,000 words, it's one chapter. And then we have a whole entire production process. So you get a developmental edit, which is looking at your structure and content and the way you've written, and you get feedback on that, and you might need to make some changes. Some people have to make quite a few, some people don't really have to make any or many, and a few people have sort of struggled a little bit more and wanted more support, and we've actually come in and helped do a bit of a rewrite. So there's different options depending at what stage you're at with your writing and how you would like it to come across. So we talk to you all individually about that. Then there's a line edit, which is more your syntax and grammar and spelling, punctuation, that sort of thing. We also then, you get a proofread at the end to make sure it's all completely perfect. And obviously we do professional cover design. Doing the cover for I Fly was a challenge because we've got 20 completely different stories of overcoming adversity. So there you can see we've got someone climbing out those cliffs. We went through a number of iterations of that, and then we did get the authors to vote on the shortlisted ones, but that was really good fun. Our next book was Letter to My 10-Year-Old Self. How amazing. I love this cover. That is actually all the authors when they were 10, and again all their names are on here. It's really beautiful. We had a different formatting there. See, it's got the little quill, and at the end we have the authors when they were 10 and now. So that's a really beautiful one. And then our next book was Medicine Women. So that's 20 female doctors and health professionals. And this is an incredible book. And again, really, really beautiful formatting. Look at that with a little stethoscope heart thing. Cute, hey? And the doctors at the end. So again, you know, there's the authors. We really put a lot of effort in to make them beautiful. So this is a really great option for you if you just love having your name on a book, if you've got a business and you want something to talk about, something that's new. As I said, some of the authors have done multiple co-authored books as well as their own books. Some people have done it as a once-off, just as an experience. If you've been thinking of writing a whole book, but maybe you don't have the time, the money, the focus, the energy to do a whole book, then one chapter can be a really good kind of dip your toe in the water kind of experience, because you'll get to see the whole process of writing, editing and publishing a book. We do give you marketing materials. We do some little video, we've done trailers for some of them, and we do little graphics that you can share on your social media and stuff like that. We also write a press release that you can adapt and give to your local media. We send it out to media as well. We've had some media coverage for all the books. With Medicine Women, the most recent one, ABC Radio did actually a series of interviews over a number of weeks with a number of the authors, and then also with me. So they're really, really well received, and I think it's because the quality of the stories is so good. We do give a lot of support for you to write high quality. I also curate them in a special order that sort of balances out all the themes and the storylines, so that we have it pulls people through the book to make them want to keep reading. Now, what we're looking for with My Spiritual Growth Journey, that's a working title. We've got a whole bunch of suggestions for a title. Haven't decided on that yet. I want you to be talking about how you became the person you are because of your spiritual beliefs and your spiritual practices. Now, this is not necessarily religious, although it can be. So we've got a couple of people who have a very strong belief in God and Christianity. We have other people who have their own different beliefs that are more along the lines, you know, where they're meditating or speaking to the universe. You know, we have a couple of psychic mediums, some successful business people, all different beliefs and practices in there. I would love to find we've only got 5 spots left at the time of speaking right now, out of 20. And I haven't done any promotion for the last month, and a few spots still went over the Christmas break. Most of the authors in this book are actually repeat authors from previous anthologies, or they're friends of them. So obviously you can see that those authors had a really great experience and wanted to do it again. So I would love some religious beliefs that are not Christian. So perhaps Buddhist, Hindu, Muslim, any of those beautiful spiritual beliefs that don't fall under the Christianity banner. And obviously there would be others as well, but those are the main ones that just came to my mind. As well as I would love a shaman or someone who else has some other very different spiritual practices, and definitely some other non-religious practices, and obviously other Christians are welcome also. I just want to, we want the readers, the whole point of this book is to inspire people to live, to continue to up-level their life and to live a beautiful, inspired, spiritual life that helps them focus on, love and being a better person and making the world a better place. And however that happens, we embrace that. And and I'm not going to say that one practice or another is better or worse, because you know for yourself that what speaks to you does not speak to another person, and vice versa. So by sharing different stories with different beliefs and practices, we have the opportunity to inspire people. And one story they might go, oh, that's not really for me, and another story they might say, oh my gosh, yes, I have to do that. So as I said, we've only got 5 spots left. The authors that we have now, we just had a little message between us all this morning. A few of them are sending out invitations to people. At the moment, I have more people who are interested and are thinking about it than spots I have available. So definitely, if you're keen, PM me. Well, I have that comment below. I'll give you the link to have a look and join. If you want to have a chat with me on a Zoom, let's do that. It's up to you. I would love to see you. And yeah, so can't wait to get this one started. We'll be starting in, well, as soon as we have the remainder of the authors, which I'm sure will be in the next few days or so, we'll be getting started with the first sessions. You'll have a few weeks to write the chapter, which is really a very long time. My one-on-one clients are writing 1 or 2 chapters a week, so you'll have a few weeks to write the chapter, and then we'll go through the editing process. I'm hoping to publish sometime after Easter or around that Easter mark, but we'll see how we go. There's a whole process to follow. I can't wait to get started, and definitely comment below if you have any questions. Bye for now.